All right. Welcome all to PLUTUS IAS, and today we are going to start with Indian monsoon. All right. In the previous live session in which we have met, we have discussed about different issues. अच्छा लाइव तो मैं भी स्टार्ट करूं नहीं करूं कमेंट्स हाँ उस पे खोलने पड़ेंगे ना ओके Start. Hi. Welcome all to PLUTUS IAS. Today we are going to discuss about Indian monsoon. In the previous lecture, live lecture that we have done, we have engaged so many people, and thank you so much that so many people, viewers were there at that time. But what I've thought at that time, apart from the online students which are already present in the class, the viewers who are watching on the YouTube, they should interact much more because I'm constantly reading the comments that this is a live session that you're watching, and if you want to interact in middle of the session, then you can definitely do that. I'll be responding to each one of you as much as it is possible, right? So Indian monsoon is very important from the prelims and the mains perspective. And before starting this, okay, so before starting this, I will also like to give some of the fundamentals of the geography which are required to understand the Indian monsoon, because I want to keep this session so that everyone who has even not done anything related to the winds or the seasonal winds or anything related to high pressure, low pressure, and people who have already done anything related to climatology, that's excellent. But people who are not come from that background, maybe they have not covered that in their syllabus, they can also understand, right? All right, online students, very good evening, right? Keep on interacting with me, okay? Right. So Indian monsoon. Why it is important? I told you because majorly how many questions comes in mains? At least two questions are expected, or one question is expected out of it, right? And in prelims, you expect a question, definitely a question from it. Now, conceptually, you are required to be sound in this. Reason being, a lot of times UPSC throws a conceptual question at you, which you might not be able to solve if you have not done the concept very clearly. Okay, first draw the diagram. Okay, I hope that everybody knows how to draw an India map. If you don't know, you will just get a practice of it with consistent drawing. Okay, So because of the lack of space, I'm not drawing. So I have to show an area below the equator. Okay. All right. In June, or you can precisely say May and June, right? The sun is overhead, or sun is giving the maximum insolation where? In northern hemisphere. कहाँ से maximum insolation दे रहे हैं? Northern hemisphere में, right? It is giving maximum insolation in northern hemisphere. Why? As you know, the northern hemisphere, what happens in May, June, right? What is started coming in? Your summers, right? As summers are approaching, what will happen? The sun will move to, it will move to northern hemisphere, right? Once it moved to northern hemisphere, there would be what? There would be direct insolation. That means the area above the equator, which is northern hemisphere, will be more heated up as compared to the southern hemisphere, right? Anything, any doubt regarding this till here? Any doubt? So what this phenomena is known as? I hope that you all have done the different seasons, right? You have done different seasons. How many seasons we have? Summer, winter, and we have equinox, right? Spring and autumn, right? So all these seasons that we have, in particularly I am talking about the summers where the sun is moving above the equator and it is giving what? Constant sunlight. Insolation is being there in the northern hemisphere. So what will happen? This will become a region of low pressure. This will become a region of low pressure, and in southern hemisphere it will become a region of high pressure. Okay, what is low pressure? Relatively high, relatively low, right? Because here the insolation is not going to be much more. So what will happen in that? As I have told you earlier also, and for the people who are just going through this topic for the first time, please write down: wind always blow from, wind always blow from high pressure to low pressure. This is a universal rule that you have to remember, that it always blow from high pressure to low pressure. Which winds we are talking about? Surface winds. This is the surface wind that I'll be talking about. It is moving from high pressure to low pressure. Please write down, make a note and write down in your notebooks. Winds always blow from high pressure to low pressure. So once the winds are blowing from high pressure to low pressure, this is known. This is coming from southern hemisphere. This is coming from southern hemisphere. Once it crosses, I'm taking a different color pen. Once it crosses the equator, what will happen? Do you think the wind direction is going to be like this as I have shown it to you? Okay, for the people who cannot see the board clearly, I'm drawing it here. So consider this as a Indian map. This is equator. Okay, the wind is coming from this side, right? I've shown the wind direction of the winds like this. Do you think the wind direction is going to be like this straight? No. Reason being? Tell me the reason. Online students, what is the reason? Because I've told you that there is a constant force which is working on the wind, which is known as Coriolis. Coriolis force, right? Since the Coriolis force is working, what will happen? It will change its direction, right? It will change its direction. So once it moves towards the equator, what will happen? In the northern hemisphere, the Coriolis force, where it gets deflected, Coriolis force moves towards right. It deflects towards right. Where? In northern hemisphere. For example, this is the direction of the wind in the northern hemisphere. How it will be deflected? Right or left? It will be deflected right. Right. In the northern hemisphere, please write down northern hemisphere. The wind is going to get deflected towards right. Towards right. And in southern hemisphere, in southern hemisphere due to Coriolis force. Due to Coriolis force, wind is going to get deflected towards left, right? Okay. So since the wind is coming from here, right? Now it is going to deflect in this direction, right? Can you tell me the direction of this wind? Can you tell me the direction of this wind? What is this direction? Yes, Sanjana, you're right. What is the direction of this wind? No, what is this direction called? What is this direction called? It is southwest. It is southwest. So can I call it as a southwest winds? Right? Can I say that the southwest winds are coming from the and they are hitting where? Indian subcontinent, right? They are coming and hitting Indian subcontinent. Now once this wind comes, what will happen? There would be two branches of this wind. Your southwest wind will have how many branches? Two branches. It will have two branches. One is Arabian branch and another one is your Bay of Bengal branch. Bay of Bengal branch. Okay. So when you talk about that the monsoon are approaching, हम क्या बात करते हैं कि जब monsoon आ रहा है तो सबसे पहले कहाँ पे hit होता है? When we have seen news channels, right, in May or in June, you talk about that when arrival of monsoon, right? So we talk about where it is hitting first. So where it is expected that the monsoon will come. It is in Kerala. The first monsoon comes in Kerala. Then your Karnataka and other region, then Mumbai, right? And then Mumbai means Maharashtra, right? So it will come in different states. So, but first it comes where? In Kerala. If we talk about this coastline, I'm talking about particularly this area of India, it will come to Kerala state, right? What will happen next? What will happen next? Right? So what will happen? Then it will move parallel. This will move parallel and this will move towards your northeastern area. What is your northeastern area known as? Your how many states? Your Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, right? So it will move and it will hit this area. Once it hits this area, there will be a rainfall in northeastern. Why? Because of Bay of Bengal branch, right? But Arabian branch goes parallel with this area. What is this area known as? Rajasthan. It goes parallel to the Rajasthan. So please understand this concept. If the winds are not going to get what? They are not going to get hit, right? You need to hit a place, right, in order to get a rainfall, but it is just running parallel. It is running parallel to this area. So what will happen? There will be no rainfall here. Where? In Rajasthan. There are other reasons also why the Rajasthan is not having a rainfall, but one of the reasons why, I mean, not having a rainfall means less amount of rainfall. It is experiencing minimum amount of rainfall in an annual year, right? So why it is happening? It is happening because one of the reason is this, and another reason I will discuss with you after few minutes, right? So this is one of the reason why Rajasthan is not experiencing rainfall because of the Arabian branch. Reason being it runs parallel where? Towards the near this area. Okay? Any doubt in this? Please have a look at all the concepts and let me know if you have any doubt. Yes, people who are watching online, I mean, the viewers on YouTube can also interact in between of this lecture. I'll be constantly reading your comments. Okay. Online students, is it clear to you? Please raise your hands or use the chat box. All right, done. I'll make you write everything, don't worry. Okay. Next. Now this is, again, I'm drawing this area. There will be rainfall in northeastern region, right? Now, this Bay of Bengal branch moves towards interior of the earth, interior of the Indian subcontinent, right? It moves towards the interior of the subcontinent. It moves, it deflects towards interior of the Indian subcontinent. Can you tell me the reason why? Can you tell me the reason? We have done that. We've already done that. We have discussed about that jet stream. I'm giving you the hint. Yes. Can you tell me? This is the one of the branch, right? It is going towards this. This is Bay of Bengal branch. This is Arabian. Now tell me, ideally what should have happened? This branch should have gone and it should have crossed the Arakan mountains range, and then it would have gone to other Southeast Asian here, different countries, right? Myanmar, right? But it does go there also, but why it is deflecting back inside of the Indian subcontinent? What is the reason behind that? Because of the trade winds, maybe? Sanjana, trade winds are not responsible for it. I gave you the hint that I'm discussing. The hint that I gave to you is a jet stream. And many times while I was going through that lecture, I have discussed that this jet stream is having a huge role in Indian monsoons. It is because of the tropical easterly jet streams, which moves from east to west, has a huge role in deflecting the winds inside the Indian subcontinent, right? What will happen? See, this winds ideally should have gone like that, right? But because of this jet streams, because of tropical easterly jet streams, the winds are coming inside, and this is majorly responsible for bringing the rainfall in interior, in the states which are in the interior part of the Indian subcontinent, right? What they are doing, they are picking up the moisture from the Bay of Bengal, what, sea, right? They are picking up the moisture from here, and once they pick up the moisture from here, they will bring rainfall in the northeastern area, right? And then half of that will come inside. Why? Because of the tropical easterly jet streams, right? Once they come inside, they, what they do, they bring huge heavy rainfall, right? And as they move, they keep on moving, right? As they move, what will happen? This branch, this Bay of Bengal winds, what they will do? The Bay of Bengal branch, this will loosen the moisture. ठीक है, आपने यहाँ से moisture लिया, आपने यहाँ से moisture लिया constantly. कब आपका wind, कब आपका rainfall करेगा? When it will, it is responsible for the rainfall. It will just responsible for the rainfall when there will be moisture present in it. अगर wind में moisture नहीं होगा, because they are coming on the land, now they are not having enough what? Moisture present as they are moving inside. So their moisture would be not enough to bring rainfall in which part? In the Rajasthan area. Right? How many of you can understand this concept? Or if you have any doubt, please ask. Take 2 minutes, just go through it and ask. Write down. Just start the Indian monsoon. Write on the heading Indian monsoons. Yes, Rakshit, Achul, Harshika, Sanjana, Ruhan, Suraj. Please ask if you have any doubt. Sanjana ma'am, because of Sanjana, I can't take the live class, but I have watched all the recorded lectures. Good, Sanjana. No problem. Yes, sometimes in between we are conducting the live lectures of the ongoing batches, right? So then you can watch from there. Okay. Write down. Monsoons are seasonal winds. Monsoons are seasonal winds which reverse their direction, which reverse their direction. Monsoons are seasonal winds which reverse their direction with the change of season. Write down, full stop. The monsoon is a double system of, please let me know if my speed gets too fast. Write down. Write down. The monsoon is a double system of seasonal winds. Monsoon is a double system of seasonal winds which, comma करिए. Then write down, they flow from sea to land during summer. They flow from sea to land during summer and from land to sea during winter. Write down, they flow from sea to land during summer Have you not seen the diagram? What do we call this as? When there is winds coming from sea to land, we call that as onshore. This is known as onshore winds. And when they are from land to sea, this is known as offshore. Always remember, right? Offshore is land to sea. Full stop. India receives southwest monsoon winds. India receives southwest monsoon winds in summer, monsoon winds in summer, and northeast monsoon winds in winter. Please underline both. Please underline southwest monsoon winds in summer and northeast monsoon winds in winter. Right. Now write down factors responsible for southwest factors responsible for southwest monsoon winds. Right on the first point, intense heating of Tibetan Plateau. Intense heating of Tibetan Plateau. Please understand this point carefully. See, where is Tibet? Here, right? This Tibet is an elevated area or elevated plateau, right? This is an elevated plateau, right? Elevated means थोड़ा उठा हुआ, ठीक है? So it's elevated. It is rising above sea level, right? The height between the sea and the land is quite lot. कितना? Plateau जितना, ठीक है? So in summers, or you can say in a month of May, what will happen? It will get too much of insolation and it will create a region of low pressure. It will create a region of low pressure, right? So that's why this is also one of the major factor why it is attracting what? Southwest winds. Why it is attracting southwest winds? Why? Because this is an area of high pressure and this has become an area of low pressure. When this has become the area of low pressure, it will attract winds towards it. Okay, write down intense heating of Tibetan Plateau. Write down Tibet is an area which is elevated. Tibet is an area which is elevated and in summers, comma, the Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated. The Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated. Heated. Thus, forming the region of low pressure, thus forming the region of low pressure leading to strong vertical air currents. Write down the next. Tropical easterly jet. Tropical easterly jet. Write down. In the short form, you can write TEJ also. Also known as African easterly jet. Also known as African easterly jet, comma, set in along 15-degree north latitude after the withdrawal of westerly jet streams. Westerly jet streams. What do you mean by that? See, your tropical easterly jet stream, this one, I have given you 15-degree north, but do you think it is fixed? It is not fixed, because tropical easterly jet streams, the position of that can also vary. For example, this year the tropical easterly jet has come just above the Odisha, right? But it can also come like this. So what will happen? Because tropical easterly jet is coming here, so it will bring what? More rainfall in the southern India as compared to central and northern India, right? Once it is lower in the position, right? It can also happen that this in the same area it can come, right? But I cannot fix a latitude like that. On an average, I have given a latitude to you, that is 15-degree north. But it can be more in the southern area, then it will be responsible for bringing heavy rainfall in the this area, right? Or it can also move a little upwards, right? Depending upon different factors, the position of the tropical easterly jet streams can change, right? So write down TAJ, also known as African easterly jet, comma, sets in along 15-degree north latitude after withdrawal of westerly jet stream. Written till here, right? First off, this jet streams helps in the this jet stream helps in the burst of the monsoon. These jet streams help in the burst of the monsoon in India. It leads to burst of the monsoon in India. As it helps in strengthening the as it helps in strengthening the southwest, right? As it helps in strengthening the southwest winds. Next, write down permanent high pressure cell. These points are extremely important for the prelims, because in prelims they will ask, the question will be given that which all factors are responsible for southwest monsoons. Then 4 options will be given to you, and if 4 options will be given to you, then you have to select one. If you will not have the conceptual knowledge, then there is a big chance, high chance, that you might tick against wrong option, right? Now write down permanent high pressure cell, permanent high pressure cell permanent high pressure cell in the South Indian Ocean. In the South Indian Ocean. Yes, Rakshit, I'll address your query just after dictation. Okay, write down. A permanent high pressure cell exists east of Madagascar. East of Madagascar. Where is Madagascar? Africa, right? This is what? Madagascar. Right? This is Madagascar. Okay? Below your equator. So in which region basically it is? Southern hemisphere. I told you, because the sun is over northern hemisphere, so it will experience what? High pressure. It's a high pressure zone. So what my statement is saying, that east of Madagascar, what will happen? There will be what? Permanent high pressure zone. What have you written so far? What do you have written so far? Okay. Comma. Approximately at 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean. Over the Indian Ocean. Full stop. The intensity and position of the high pressure area, the intensity and position of the high pressure area significantly affect the Indian monsoon. Significantly affect the Indian monsoon. Next, write down subtropical jet streams. Subtropical jet streams. How many of you remember the subtropical jet streams? We have just covered the topic recently. Subtropical jet streams. These are also known as western disturbances. These are also known as what? Western disturbances. And since they are known as western disturbances, what will happen? They are responsible for, they are also responsible, they also contribute in Indian monsoon, lekin differently. We'll come to that. Okay. They have a huge role in Indian monsoon as well, but we'll come to that. Abhi ke liye, please understand this. So this winds. All right, I'll explain here only. See, from where your western disturbances are coming? From Mediterranean Sea, right? It's coming from Mediterranean Sea. Where is Mediterranean Sea? In the west. Where? Between what? What is the latitude? 35 degree. Okay. So what will happen from here? There would be, it is known as what? Western disturbances, subtropical jet streams. जब subtropical jet streams यहाँ पर आती हैं, वो कब आती है? नीचे की तरफ कब होती है? विंटर्स में होती है. पर we are not talking about that. अभी हम सिर्फ मानसून की बात कर रहे हैं, जो हम समर्स की बात कर रहे हैं अभी हम, ठीक है. लेकिन वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस का इंडियन मानसून, जो साउथ वेस्ट इंडियन मानसून का फॉर्मेशन है, उसमें भी बहुत बड़ा रोल है. सो वी हैव टू डिस्कस इट हियर, राइट. we'll do discuss it in a detail in few minutes, but abhi ke liye what you have to understand, the position of this subtropical jet stream is little low. कब? winters में. लेकिन जैसे ही summers approach होते हैं, what will happen? This will fade away, it will move towards north, it moves higher. Very good, excellent. It moves towards higher latitudes. और जब ये higher latitudes की तरफ चला जाएगा, what will happen? The tropical, easterly tropical jet stream even more gets strengthened up, right? So because this is getting faded away, this is also one of the reasons. So if this comes in your option, then yes, this is correct. Write down subtropical jet streams. Write down the explanation. STJ moves to the north of Himalayas, moves to the north of Himalayas. It moves to the north of Himalayas during summer, comma, contributing to the formation, contributing to the formation and strength of southwest monsoon. Contributing to the strengthening of south formation and strengthening of southwest monsoon. Next, write down a very important one, intertropical convergence zone. Intertropical convergence zone. Write down ITCZ. ITCZ. The ITCZ is a broad trough of low pressure in equatorial latitudes. In equatorial latitudes, where northeast and southeast trade winds converge, where northeast and southeast trade wind converge. Full stop. It shifts north or south. It shifts north or south with apparent movement of the sun influencing the monsoons onset and advance. Monsoons onset and advance. What will happen here? See, what is ICTZ? What is intertropical convergence zone? क्या है ये? What is this? What is this intertropical convergence zone? Understand. See, ideally what we do, this concept you have already done, we just need to go back to it to understand this. Ideally we take that the low pressure area, right, is being created at the equator, which is your 0 degree, right? We ideally take it as a 0 degree, right? At which your doldrums are being created. This is the equator. But what happens? It is not necessarily. What is this? Latitude is what? Your imaginary line. Why? Because we want to make you understand certain phenomena, right? But it is not necessary that the phenomena that I experience at the 0 degree happens at 0 degree only, right? What will happen? Because the sun is moving towards northern hemisphere, right? In northern hemisphere during summers, it can happen that the phenomena that is experienced at 0 degree can be experienced above it. Can it happen like that? Can it happen? Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? Online students, are you with me? The phenomena that is experienced at 0 degree, it might happen, is not experienced here, but rather here above it. Like 0 degree पे ना होके 5 degree पे वो phenomena हो रहा है, right? It can happen like that, ना? It can happen. So I will assume this as a what? My region of low pressure. Because the features, the characteristics which ideally this should have shown, this is not showing. This latitude is showing, which is 5 degree north. Talking in northern hemisphere, summer season. This is showing, right? So I should say this is known as what? Here what will happen? Same phenomena. My trade winds are coming and they are converging here. Trade winds are coming and converging here. So this is from the southern hemisphere, this is in the northern hemisphere, right? This is in southern, this is in northern hemisphere. So the convergence is taking place here. So ideally this should have been the place, but the same characteristics, same phenomena not been present here. They have just moved above the equator. This is known as intertropical convergence zone. What we call it as intertropical convergence zone. In summers, it moves above in northern hemisphere, and in winters, what will happen? It will move below 0 degree. Okay, it will move in the towards the south in winters, right? So what this statement is saying, ITCZ is a broad trough of low pressure in equatorial latitudes where the northeast and southeast trade winds converge. It shifts north or south with the apparent movement of sun. Who is responsible for this shifting? Sun. With the apparent, what is written? With the apparent movement of sun. And this is responsible for onset of monsoons. Please go through what I have made you write, Abhi. So please, and please ask your doubts if you have any. Write down about southwest monsoons. You have not written about southwest monsoon. Please write down southwest monsoons. Take 2 minutes and let me know if you have any doubt. Have you written all? Write down India's climate. Write down India's climate is dominated by monsoons. India's climate is dominated by monsoons. Next point. Monsoons are strong, often violent, winds that change. Sanjana is asking, ma'am, basically it's a 5 degree, but it feels, yes, exactly. Right, Sanjana. Often violent winds that change direction with the season. Write down next line. The term technically, this is the second point. The term technically describes seasonal reversal, seasonal reversals of wind direction, caused by temperature differences, caused by temperature differences between land and sea, temperature differences between land and sea breeze. What do we call this as? Land and sea breeze ka difference. We call it as differential heating. We have done this already in the starting of climatology. Differential heating. Write down. Creating zones of creating zones of high and low pressure, creating zones of high and low pressure over land in different seasons. In different seasons. Right on next. Monsoons occur every year. The intensity of monsoons can change, that we will understand. There's like La Nina, El Nino, right? We will understand that. But monsoons will come, right? We are going to study two phenomena, which is El Nino and La Nina, right? El Nino is what? Is giving a brief description. El Nino is you're bringing your drought years. This is less amount of rainfall will happen in India. La Nina is more intense rainfall will happen and it will be good for the agriculture, right? So this intensity can differ, but you can't say that monsoons will not come. So they will occur. Now write down. Monsoons occur every year in many countries around the world. Other than South Asia, put hyphen, Northern Australia, comma, South Asia, hyphen, Northern Australia, comma, Africa, comma, South America, and other places along with this also gets affected. Also gets affected. Write down. The southwest monsoon, the southwest monsoon has warm winds, has warm winds blowing from blowing from Indian Ocean. Full stop. Its span is its span is June to September. Its span is June to September, comma, with 75% of with 75% of annual rainfall in India, with 75% of annual rainfall in India. Full stop. It varies from 10 centimeter in western Rajasthan to over 900 centimeter in Meghalaya. In Meghalaya. Write down. The mountains of southern India split the mountains of southern India. Which all mountains we have? We have mountains here, right? The Western Ghats. Here we have mountains, right? Which mountain is present here? Your cardamom, right? Then you're a Naimuri. So what will happen? Basically, it's a one branch only, Ben. But what will happen? It will divide the branch also. Okay. So write down mountains of southern India split the summer winds. The western arm, which is the western arm? This one, your Arabian one. The western arm of the monsoon is deflected northwards. Is deflected northwards, comma, by the western Ghats, by the western Ghats, comma, to Mumbai and the other parts of it. The eastern arm of the the eastern arm of the southwest wind travels up through Bay of Bengal, travels up to Bay of Bengal to Kolkata, Assam, Kolkata, Assam, and other northeastern region of the country, bringing heavy rainfall in the regions like Meghalaya. Bringing heavy rainfall in the regions like Meghalaya. Right on the next point. The Bay of Bengal branch shifts towards India due to the presence of upper circulatory atmospheric wind, upper circulatory atmospheric wind known as tropical easterly jet stream, known as tropical easterly jet stream, ब्रैकेट में लिखेंगे ईस्ट टू वेस्ट, इट ब्लोज फ्रॉम ईस्ट टू वेस्ट. What have you written so far? क्या क्या लिखा है? Please repeat it for me. The southwest monsoon. The southwest monsoon has warm winds blowing from Indian Ocean. No, the last point only the last point. The Bay of Bengal shifts towards India due to presence of upper circulatory winds known as tropical easterly jet stream. Right. Now write down this movement of Bay of Bengal branch brings heavy rainfall in interior part of the India, but as it moves towards west, comma, it loosens its moisture, it loosens its moisture, and hence it is unable to bring rainfall in the regions like Rajasthan. It is unable to bring rainfall in the regions like Rajasthan. So Rajasthan is not getting from here. Why? Because it runs parallel. It's not striking. There is no mountain. Had there been a mountain, what will happen? They would have striked here. अगर राजस्थान में माउंटेन्स होते बड़े तो what would have happened? It would have obstructed the path of Arabian branch. Once obstructed the path of Arabian branch, they would have got a huge rainfall here. But it runs parallel, right? And the Bay of Bengal branch also, it loses the moisture. So that's why also it is not bringing the rainfall here. The best rainfall will happen where? In this region. Why? Because the moisture that they have just picked up, they will bring a rainfall in this part. Okay? Write down. The position of tropical easterly jet stream, the position of tropical easterly jet streams is not fixed. It not fixed. It can vary. It can vary due to various reasons. And hence it can change the intensity of rainfall in various years. Intensity of rainfall in various years. Right? Write down. The heaviest monsoon rainfalls occur where the winds blow side, just write down like this, side on to the hills, full stop. The higher the hills and more moist the air. Higher the hills, more moist the air, comma, and then greater the amount of rainfall. Next point. These factors give Cherrapunji in Meghalaya one of the highest rainfall. Now it has changed, right? This is not the place where you're having the highest, this is Mosing Rom, right? but this is second highest. Okay, so highest rainfall, one of the highest rainfall in the world. Full stop. Right. All right. So now what we have to do? We have to understand another kind of monsoon that we have, which is your retreating monsoon. So now your knowledge of subtropical uh, jet streams or your western disturbance knowledge will come in understanding retreating monsoons. Okay. So in September, October, what will happen? Now the sun is gradually shifting towards southern hemisphere, right? As you have seen, experience it always that once September is there or October is there, evening का time जो होता है, your the whole day get over or at around 6:30 or 6, right? So you start understanding the point that winters are approaching. How do you understand? Summers में 7:30 तक it's a full day, right? So you start understanding it through what? Sunrise and sunsets, right? When at what time the sunset is happening. If it's happening at 6:15, 6:30, then you will start understanding, okay, the winters are approaching. So what will happen in September or October? The sun position starts shifting towards, gradually towards south, right? Understanding this point, right? So what will happen then? You have done this in different seasons, right? We all have done that. The online students, any doubt till here? We have done different seasons, right? So what will happen then? The low pressure region which was being created here, what will happen? The low pressure region which has been created here, it will start getting faded away. अब यहाँ पे इतना low pressure region नहीं रहेगा. Plus आपका western disturbances which is coming from this region. Which region? Mediterranean Sea. This area. Your Himalayas, right? Am I drawing it like that? Because I want to show Himalayas here. They will come from this side and hit Himalayas. Because of Himalayas, it will have two branches. One branch will come inside the what? Indian continent or Indian region, and one will move above. This is responsible for bringing rainfall. And this is the above one is responsible for bringing snow. Right? Right? I'll explain again. One has come here, inside India, right? And they will come here. What is this direction known as? This direction is known as northeast. Can you identify the direction, all of you? This is northeast, right? Which is the direction? Northeast. So once it will come here, it will what? It will pick up the moisture from Bay of Bengal, and there will be a heavy rainfall happening where? In Tamil Nadu region. How many of you know that southwest monsoon winds are not able to bring rainfall in Tamil Nadu region? The rainfall which is happening in Tamil Nadu region is because of this retreating monsoons, which is this northeast winds. Why northeast? Because of the direction, right? How many of you can get this? First, right, I'll explain it again. Write down. Retreating monsoon / northeast monsoons. Write down the heading. Retreating monsoon / northeast monsoons. Write down. Retreating monsoons in India. Retreating monsoons in India refers to withdrawal of. Retreating monsoon in India refers to the withdrawal. Withdrawal means fade away, right? Nikal lena, withdrawal of money, right? Retreating monsoon in India refers to the withdrawal of the southwest monsoon, typically occurring from September to December. September to December. Full stop. As the monsoon winds starts retreating, as the monsoon winds start retreating, they shift from southwest to southeast due to two reasons. Coming from northeast, right? So kahan ki taraf? They will hit here. This position is not known as southeast, right? Okay. Due to two reasons. First, decreasing temperature in North India. First, decreasing temperature in North India. And second, shifting of the sun southwards. Yes, Sanjana, I will. First, right. Shifting of the sun southward. Right on the next. The southeastern coast, this one. The southeastern coast. That's why what happens? If you see the aircraft or if you're just booking the flight for Chennai in November, December, what will happen? The cancellation of flights, or even what happens? The prices are very, very high. Soaring prices. Reason being, because at that point of time, even if you are seeing a very famous movie, which is having what? उसी टाइम पे what है? नवंबर दिसंबर में क्या है? बहुत ज्यादा रेनफॉल आता है यहाँ पे, right? So what will happen here? What will happen here? The warning system gets alert. Your disaster management, everything gets activated. Reason being, because here the kind of a rainfall it brings in November, December is quite high, right? It's quite high. And reason being, this Tamil Nadu area and the volunteers and the disaster management authorities, they have to take care. They are quite vigilant in these times. And you see the warnings also. The pilots and everybody, they are not allowed to freely move here. They have to check a lot of things. That if the storm comes, then what will happen? They won't be able to land it nicely. Next point, the southeastern coast, particularly Tamil Nadu, receives heaviest rainfall. Full stop. This is because, during retreating monsoons, during retreating monsoons, comma, the northeast monsoon winds picks up the moisture from Bay of Bengal, picks up the moisture from Bay of Bengal and bring it to Tamil Nadu, and bringing to Tamil Nadu, comma, causing rainfall in this region, causing rainfall, bringing heavy rainfall in this region, right? Please draw the diagram. Write down one more point. Much of the India experiences, much of the India experiences feeble, feeble and infrequent, feeble means weak, infrequent precipitation, infrequent precipitation during retreating monsoons. Okay, the winds are what? These winds which are coming from the northeast, they are going to be what kind of winds? They are dry winds. They are dry winds. Reason? Because there is no moisture present on the land. आपका southwest winds, what were they? They were moisture laden winds. This is moisture laden. Moisture laden means they carry the moisture. Why? Because they are picking up the moisture from here and going there and bringing, right? But it's coming all from Indian Ocean only. But यहाँ पे जैसे it will move here, it will loosen up its moisture, and this is what ideally it is offshore. Or offshore winds are mostly what? They are dry winds. This is what? Onshore. Your southwest winds are onshore. So your offshore wind is a dry wind. Written? Write down. This is responsible for bringing dry winds in India as it is an offshore wind. Right. Next. So I'll be explaining you the whole process again. Sanjana, anybody has any other doubt? Yes, I'm doing that. No problem. Okay. This is, have you done that lecture of subtropical westerly jet streams? Your western disturbances? अगर नहीं किया है तो please go back to that chapter again, that lecture again, so that you can understand it in a better way, right? So this is what? This is coming from west. These are your jet stream. Which jet stream particularly? Your subtropical westerly jet streams, or you call it as western disturbances. Now, since it's coming from there, what will happen? This is coming in which year, which month? Around September. September to December. These winds are going to be present on India. जैसे ही साउथवेस्ट, जैसे ही मानसून आता है, समर टाइम आता है, this moves northwards. तब ये नहीं होता है present. ठीक है? It is present only between September to December. So these are Himalayas. It is going to get it is striking here at the mountains, and there's going to be two branches of this. One branch which is coming here, this is responsible for bringing rainfall, and in the later times what will happen, this will bring snow. Now it will go till where? Your northeast. Now due to syntaxial bend, this is a syntaxial bend present where? In present in northeast, right? This is a syntaxial bend. This is because of the geomorphology chapter. In the geomorphology you would have studied this, right? Because of this syntaxial bend, what will happen? It is bound to move like this, right? When it will move like this, it's going to pick up the moisture in Bay of Bengal, and it will bring a heavy rainfall in this region, which we call it as Tamil Nadu. These winds are further going to go inside the Indian subcontinent, in the interior of the India, right? And this will bring, these are going to be your dry winds. And also you call it as offshore. Okay? These are known as your retreating monsoons. Done? Sanjana, clear? Okay. These are your upper circulatory. These are not your surface winds. Please, आप बार बार interchangeably यूज कर रहे हैं सरफेस विंड्स को अपर सर्कुलेटरी जेट स्ट्रीम से, अपर सर्कुलेटरी विंड से. ये बहुत ऊपर है, ट्रोपोस्फेयर में सबसे ऊपर. आपको मैंने पहले भी जब जेट स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कराया था, आई टोल्ड यू दीज आर नॉट योर सरफेस. योर आपका ईस्टर्ली ट्रेड विंड्स या वेस्टर्ली ट्रेड विंड्स, ये आपका सरफेस विंड्स है. योर वेस्टर्लीज, योर ईस्टर्ली, सॉरी, योर वेस्टर्ली ट्रेड विंड्स, या फिर आपका जो ईस्टर्लीज है, जो आपका वेस्टर्लीज है, या you can. Okay, your easterlies, your westerlies, they are what? They are your surface winds. But if I talk about this, these are your upper circulatory winds, right? Any doubt? Online students, Suraj, Anchal, Harshika, Rakshat, Sanjana, everyone, please, I cannot take everybody's name because the list is going to be too long. Right? The next part we are going to do what? Your Indian Ocean dipole, which is also important phenomena, right? It is also affecting a monsoons. Then your El Nino, your La Nino, you must have heard about it. I have also had a discussion about it, a very brief discussion, but it's going, you have to do it in detail, right? Your monsoons are incomplete without it. Okay, online students, any doubt? You're having any doubt? Okay. Also, please do not forget to go to your PYQ. You go to PYQ today and try to practice this, especially this monsoons. Okay, you will see that if you, there would be certain options which might be very, very tricky. So, आपको क्या करना है कि mark those questions and bring them tomorrow so that we can have a detailed discussion. उससे क्या होगा? The confusion that you must be having अभी, थोड़ा बहुत जो भी है वो PYQ करने से it will all go away. When you will have detailed discussion tomorrow, तो वो हट जाएगा. And also practice means PYQ. One PYQ या फिर just write down simply what are retreating monsoons. एक बार please write down on your own with the diagram. So it will give you the clarity. Clarity ऐसे ही मिलेगी by frequent revisions. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you all the YouTuber viewers. Thank you. And online students, please do this assignment. Yes, this is completed only, Rakshat. But there is one more thing which is important and we have to do it tomorrow. All right. Thank you.